Give the old test 1 2 1 2 1 2. Good on that. Okay, we are go. What is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man, Lincoln Clay. We are back for Friday afternoon, Friday evening, or possibly Friday morning, depending on where you're at in the world, or Saturday morning, rather. Daily race in the GTE class once again, and big shout out to Studio 397. They've given us GTE daily races for 3 weeks straight. I thought it was going to be a lot of backlash because of that, because I assumed that people wanted to either do hypercar or GT3. I've seen some pretty good participation in the GTE class several times over the past 3 weeks. I've seen over 200 registered users for GTE races. Right now we have 127 registered users. I expect that number to go up here in the next 5 minutes or so, because you know, just like with all these daily races, whether it be low fuel motorsports or LeMans Ultimate, people pile in at the last second. So either way, even if it doesn't change, 127 participants, it's still good. I'm in the top split anyway. And speaking of top split, I had to go back and work on a couple of things, look at some track guides, and correct a few things. And that has paid off, as I've had a couple of races where I finished in the middle of the pack, which doesn't terribly surprise me that I finished in the middle of the pack. But the big thing was my lap times were consistent. My fastest lap, at least this week, has been a 149.2, which is okay. That's good enough to get you in the middle of the pack if you can do it consistently. And that's where the problem was, is that I was not turning in consistent 149s. Mid to low 149s is what I'm looking for. And so in a lot of these races, it was taking me 2-3 laps to get going in terms of getting into the 149s. But after watching the track guide video and getting some practice in and stuff like that, I can get into the consistent 149s, you know, probably high to mid 149s to start, and then low 149s once I get into a groove. And so when this game first came out, you know, there was no GT3 class. There was, you know, the GTEs, LMP2s, and hypercars. And in the GTE class, the Ferrari was considered to be the OP, the meta car, and the Porsche was a close second. And the Corvette and the Aston Martin was just kind of there. But I refused to be that guy to use the OP cars. And I stayed with the Corvette. And I checked the leaderboard for this week because I'm trying to gauge myself against what the fastest lap is. And so, you know, showing you the leaderboard right here. To my shock, the Corvette Colin Spork has turned in the fastest lap this week, and he did it in a Corvette with a 149 flat, that I'm going to call it. I'm 2.2 seconds off of that with a 149.2, which I'm okay with the 149.2. But I was shocked that it was done with a Corvette. But to that credit, I will say that over the past 3 weeks, seeing more of these GTE races, GTE dailies, I have noticed more participation. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. I've seen more people use the Corvette. So I think the Ferrari and the Porsche are still the dominant cars, but I have seen more people. I've seen more people use the Corvette. You know, one right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. So to put things into perspective, the top 10 cars right here, out of the top 10 cars, 3 of them are Corvettes. So yeah, more and more people are starting to use the Corvette. It's not a bad car. I like it, at least in the GTEs. The GT3s, I want to go back to using the Corvette, but it is just too unstable. I don't think I've driven a car when you go into the corner, it feels like the car is going to understeer and then suddenly goes into an oversteer. That just would put me on my toes. It would just keep me on eggshells. I would never feel like I could relax driving the car. But here, with this Corvette, I am finally at a point where I do feel like I can relax a little bit. So yeah, I think that's about it. Not meant to be a clickbait title or anything like that. I'm just happy to see that more people are using the Corvette, and this Colin Sport, who set the fastest lap with the Corvette. I definitely don't think the Corvette is a meta car. It's just the guy must be that good. And then the Porsche is the second fastest car, and the gap is 2/10 of a second. I'll just call it that. So, any case, I did make it back to silver. I had my last stream went absolutely terrible. I had 4 bad races in a row, and it knocked me back down to silver. So I had a couple of good races this week, and now I'm back to silver, but just barely back to silver. All it would take is one disastrous race or one DNF or something like that, and I'm done. I'll be going back down to bronze again. So how many people do we have here? How many people do we have here? Holy smokes, look at that shit. That is a record. Sorry folks if I was loud, but holy shit, that is a record. 311 cars. That is, for me, it's it's probably been more than that, but for me, with my own eyes, that is a record. Not only is that the most GTE cars that I've seen register for a race, it is the most cars that I've seen, period, register for a race. Something that I did not mention was that LeMans Ultimate did crash on me a couple of times this week, and I noticed that the couple of times that it crashed on me, there was like 250 people registered for a race. So I guess I'm wondering is this game growing to the point where Studio 9397 might have to do some updates or maybe open up the servers or something like that? But this is beautiful. 311 people registered for this race. That is absolutely wonderful. I definitely want to see this game succeed. It's a game I knew I was going to like from the start. I mean, when I first heard about LeMans Ultimate just that alone, I knew I was going to like it, because the 24 hours of LeMans is my favorite race in the entire world, and that is also my favorite track in the entire world. I didn't know that this game would probably be built on the R Factor engine. Like, I don't know if it's built on the R Factor engine, but this game feels like what R Factor 2 should have evolved into. Nonetheless, I knew I was gonna like this game from the word go, and I'm feeling vindicated. So we got 30 seconds. It's time to suit up. Boy, this is gonna be vicious. Look at this. I have to scroll all the way down here before I finally see where my name is at. So based on this, I'm probably going to walk into this session. I'm probably going to be expected to qualify and finish in the lower half. So if I can qualify in the upper half, which is going to be tough.
Local track?
See here. T Hammer, what's your local track? There was a track about 20 minutes from where I live called, it used to be called Grattan, and a lot of motorcycle races take place there. There's also a track called Berlin Raceway, which is about 20 minutes from here, but it is a very small circle track, and all the cars look like, you know, like dune buggy dirt racer cars and stuff. As far as like a major track, I think we had the race that used to be called the Michigan 500 or 400, which is in Brooklyn, Michigan, which I think is like an hour and a half from here or something like that. Races are still held at that track. I just don't know, you know, NASCAR races are still held at that track as far as I know. I don't, so don't quote me on that, but I believe so. Let's go.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
Gloves. Yes, sir. Let's go.
All clear, push now. Got cold brakes all round. That's the end of the session, V13.
T Hammer said, I'm in Oakland. My local R tracks are Sonoma and Laguna Seca.
Okay, I used to hate Laguna, but I warmed up to it. I like Laguna. I have been to Oakland before. I've been to Oakland probably almost 20 years ago. And I will say that when I was in Oakland, downtown Oakland was beautiful. But the hood was scary. Seen a helicopter flying above with the spotlight. Seen
Pit exit's clear. All right, Clay, we've got 6 minutes to get a decent lap in. We need to get some heat into these brakes.
Seen the cops chasing somebody down the street on foot. All the apartments that I saw, all the apartments and houses had bars on the windows and the doors. So I can say that yeah, I don't know if I want to live in the hood in Oakland, but again, you know, downtown Oakland was beautiful. I think we passed by the stadium where the Golden State Warriors play.
The track temperature is increasing. It's now 24 Celsius.
Said. Oakland has gotten a lot worse.
Ooh!
Downtown at night is now dangerous.
Damn!
Okay, Clay, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
T-Hammer said. The new Detroit.
I was under the impression, I don't know, maybe for the last 15, 20 years, I was under the impression that Oakland was always more rough than Detroit. I mean, I know Detroit is rough, but I never experienced it. I mean, every time I went to Detroit, I went down there, did what I had to do, and leave.
Fastest lap for Frederick, 148.44.
That time was a 1:53.0.
The car ahead has just done at 150.17. Sector 1 is 0.39, off the pace. Okay, Clay, you need to watch the track limits. To go, 2 minutes. Your brake temps are good. Cold tyres all round. Fastest lap for Frederick, 1:47.90.
Time 1:49.45.
Sector 1 is 0.36, off the pace. That's the end of the session, 15th place.
Holy smokes.
That time was a
All right.
9.12.
I don't know if that's gonna stand, but if it does, that'll put me in the top half. Oh no, that's not gonna stand. There's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars out there. But if it does stand, holy moly. 1, 2, 3, 4 cars left out there to qualify. I'm still holding up. And damn, look at that. I'm only 1.1 second off of the leader, but damn, that's all right. The 10th place held up. So I'm at least going to get a positive rank for qualifying in the top half. All right. Now, if we finish in the top half, we Gucci. I'm already warm. I got to put on my head, turn on the fan. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. But I'm gonna have my work cut out for me though, because I'm gonna have to main those I'm gonna have to maintain those.
Arctis said, "Hey Lincoln, long time no see. It's nice to see you again, and on LMU2 XD."
Oh, you were watching me stream my favorite sim. LMU, LeMans Ultimate, is my favorite sim. Good to see you again.
Formation lap has started.
And let's get out here. And in the immortal words of Deadpool, let's get out there and make a difference.
Green flag.
Let's go,
green
let's go.
flag.
Clear right.
He is lucky
Right
I
side's
let him
car
go
right.
through.
Clear right, carb, clear right. Tiny bit of aero damage, just ignore it. Okay, Clay, don't let this guy distract you.
T-Hammer said, "Go get them."
I'll do my best.
That time was a
yellow.
2:0.38.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate. I think that Diogo, Michelle, and Silver have spun out. Sector 1 is now green. Right, the guy ahead of us is Vincent's. Come on, nail him already. Yellow flag. flag, sector 2.
2.48.
Car clear right.
Idiot.
Incident in sector 1, yellow flag.
Tried to dive up underneath me and he paid
Looks
for
like
it.
wreck has been dead. Green flag, sector 1. Okay, Clay, you've had a bit of bodywork damage there.
I just don't know how much damage my car took now.
Your tyres are cold, watch out. The next car is Leon. Minutes left. Don't let this guy distract you. Yellow flag. Green flag, sector 3.
T-Hammer. Said.
The
Lane
leader's just
BR.
started, 148 to
LOL.
117.
That time was a 150.
12.
2.24.
Car clear left. Clear left. Come on, Clay. Keep pushing. We might get him back.
I didn't want to get that position up, but I didn't want to run the risk of getting spun around either. I'll have to find a way to get him.
Car ahead is Mateo. The gap to P12 ahead is now 0.7.
That time was a
13.
150.73.
The gap in front is now 1.0 seconds. Yellow flag, caution. We think Michelle has gone off. Sector 2's green. Not that was a 149.76. That's your fastest lap. Mateo ahead is now 1.6 seconds. Okay, Clay, we're at the halfway point. You've got 10 minutes left, 10 minutes to go.
They get into a fight, I might be able to benefit from this.
E12 in front is now 1.6. That's half distance. You're looking good for fuel. Yellow flag in sector 2. We can see Bertrand has spun off. Sector 2 is clear.
Time was a 1:50.
E12. Okay, Clay, you've got half your fuel left. Gap to Mateo ahead is now 0.8. That lap time was 150.02. 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left. Front is now 1.3 seconds. You've just done a 149.46. Good lap. What's your quickest so far? The gap to Matteo ahead is now 0.8. That's 2 minutes left, 2 minutes.
that's it. I thought we might have to go one
That's
more
the end of the
lap.
race. Bad luck, mate. Okay, pit stop requested.
Well, this race did not work out the way I had planned, the way I had hoped. Number one was I let a couple of cars go past me because of how aggressive they were. I was scared they were going to take me out, so I let them go with the belief that they would
Pit crew is ready.
make a mistake somewhere down the line and I could take the spot back. And then the other mistake that I made is that my pace was too slow for the first 2 or 3 laps. I was doing 150s, and I didn't start getting into the 149s until like the 3rd or 4th lap. So yeah, I waited too late to get going. All the cars are accounted for, so let's see the damage. Let's see the damage. I should at least get a positive mark for at least qualifying in the top half. So yeah, I lost 2 spots. That's gonna hurt. Oh, 3%. Yeah, I needed to, at the very least, your mission should be to qualify in the top half of the results, which is tough if you're in there with fast guys. But finishing in the actual race in the top half of the results is not as hard because people are going to wipe out and you're going to get some free overtakes because of it. And I think the highest I got when the race started, I was at 11th place. I let a couple of cars overtake me, and that knocked me down to 13th. And then I got one of those spots back. Well, yeah, but I'm in there with some fast dudes. Looking at the race results, what was the fastest lap? 148.1 looks to be the fastest lap. I think the fastest I got was a 149.4, which puts me about 1.2 seconds, which doesn't sound that bad when it, when you say it, but that's too many cars between the first place car and me. So the 149, I guess the 149 might have got me a little bit higher, but the bottom line is I wasn't able to do it consistently. I've done enough of these races that I know to qualify in the top half, you got to get into the low 149s or better. To finish in the top half of the race just off your pace alone, you have to be able to do that 149, the low 149s every lap. And this was one of those races where it wasn't that many wrecks. So yeah, I had to fight for that 12th place. It wasn't handed to me. I had to fight for it. Well, let's back on out. So yeah, you look at my last race, I got finished 6th, and then this race right here, I finished 4th. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's
T
not.
Hammer
It's not 4 o'clock
said,
yet.
track record in real life is like 1:47.3s in GT3.
Yeah, sounds about right. I mean, but the thing to keep in mind is that in all these different sanctioning bodies and races, you know, like the GT challenges, the SRO, the WEC, the DTMs, all that kind of stuff. The cars, like the GT3, for instance, in all those sanctioning bodies, the GT3s are tuned different. So you're going to get different lap times, and I didn't even know that until James Baldwin pointed that out. Oh shoot, this got me driver rank 33 coming in here. It's a 45-minute race. I mean, this race is about to start any minute now. The next one takes place at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah, I feel like I need to clear my head. Otherwise, I would go ahead and enter this online championship. So with 33 people in here, though, with me being, it's saying that I'm ranked 34. So that would, if I were to enter this, it would put me, I would be ranked 14th in Split 2, which I think I'd be able to hold my own. My biggest concern is the fuel strategy. So I don't think I'm going to do this race. I'm going to take a short nap and then decide whether or not I'm going to come back for the 7 o'clock race, which right here is at 1900 hours, which would be 7 o'clock p.m. So it would be 7 p.m. Eastern time. Now the problem with this is you look down there and you see driver and safety rank is ×3. So if I lose any rank, I'm going to lose 3 times the rank. But then the reward is if I gain any rank, I will gain 3 times the rank. So yeah, I mean, I came straight home from work, jumped into this session. I'm feeling like I want to unwind, like decompress a little bit, and then decide whether or not I'm going to come back for this 7 o'clock race. So simply put, if I decide to do the 7 o'clock race, you'll see me back on in about 2.5 hours. If I don't come back for this race, then it'll be a little later into the evening, and then I'll try to get back into the GT3 races. So we'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. I gave it my best, and all I can say is that the damage could have been worse. I mean, I gave it my best, although it doesn't feel like it was my best. Just took too long to get my pace up. All right, folks. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. And
T Hammer said, "See ya, brother."
Hey, see you too. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. And yeah. So hopefully I'm feeling refreshed in a couple of hours and then come back for this online championship race. All right, folks. Hopefully we'll see you in a little while. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king, and deuces. We'll see everybody.